Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Officer, we will deal with this later.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it. You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. He'll think you're disgusting. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
While Everard is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now, I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. You should maybe focus on the folder.
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay. It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange.
Sure, okay. You're Harold. Harmon. Haroldamus. But that's not what the record says. The record says Harry Dubois, a real man's name. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can. Well, Harry, If I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. Yes, you seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you. Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man, do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? Family, Harry, is the most important thing in the world. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Of course, Harry, of course. You're not some kind of a fantastic racist now. And rest assured, no one's gonna hear about it. No one's gonna know what you did with race there, Harry. Your race bonanza is safe with me. Word of how racy it got will never leave Martinez.
You can see the map of Revachol in your head. Dozens of red arrows are pointing outwards from Martinez, moving all across the city.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my! Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Harry, I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier. Let's hear it, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads,
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and there's sparse It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinier.
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
The unpromising race pupil returns. So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders. I salute your cunning and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you. That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side. Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him. The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition,
These so-called Hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminoles. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories of I cannot possibly imagine.
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is, and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
We're negotiating our share. Aye. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process. No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. And none of the above kind of man. No harm in being that. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Not you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be, an endless torrent of time. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside. You need a bag, I guess. Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
What is this shit? Talk normal to Kuno? You got your fuck bag down?
The huge kipt made him his bottom kipt, Kuno! Stay away from him!
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Do I remind you of someone? No, not quite. Be fair now. You sure wriggled out of that one, Cop Bellini? Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. That's right.
You knew it. because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings.
KK57 -08. Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook, teeming with opportunistic microorganisms letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment. A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a micro... The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing...
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! Let's get up and see!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant. Just write down that we request an analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the...
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia? You get me, Kobo. I feel like you were once, for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then shit went south and now you're ahead of even me on the pain front. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant...
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this?
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after combat.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid. No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's human. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by... And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
The lieutenant's admission has caused great gratitude in Kuno. He is silent with it. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks. What was that about no chlorine around the neck? You'd be chlorine for your life.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The result, we were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and weight, just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. As small you gulp away. Because you have. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my...
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. You pull down his breeches. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want. Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Why, yes, there was. It was massive. Red eyes glowing in the dark.
Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear free. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it's more than big enough and cold enough.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. This orange machine is dead still. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box. A giant electric mammal awakens. The dead body is going to be safe in the embrace of it.
Great. The owners of this building will just have to keep paying for the electricity sucked up by this monstrosity a little longer. Let's return to the fridge.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest.
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business?
This means Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
The unpromising race pupil returns. Don't be vulgar. White or not has...
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront internet. Of course you are, Revacholian man. The fate above all. Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of... Rock and roll is moribund. Only I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products. I can see that. The Simonees, we are the future. I am a descendant. Good.
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area? Right. You talked to a key, huh? Oh, say no. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Oh, so then none of what you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse.
Okay, but where did you...
The janitor gave it to me. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and I'm more of a Philip.
Who he is?
We're negotiating our Aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor work. No, even a weak child can think it. Just the way the world works, Boyadero. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met. I guess you kind of get...
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, what? The old man is corrupt for our ben. He is risk. Besides, there are...
Not you would like to say.
Sure.
For look at the man sits on the railing.
The mercenary.
The man whispers.
Yes? Yes?
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely...
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Yes.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The dead man stayed above those, and
That's you.
the corpse is it.
KK5 next? NA. NA.
The corpse looks teeming with
Mondial.
the pudgy men.
Pig's gonna.
Nor does
We're still going. What else?
KK.
None.
A strange word. Treatment. A silent nod. Your central nervous, some elsewhere, the building, and so all
We should start the post.
the corpse cannot feel Kim's.
Clothes. Babrodine, yes.
The disappointment,
The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel.
patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The deceased, well-nourished, athletically.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant.
Of course, I undercompensate. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. Lividity is consistent with height.
Fucking low, but talking shit about.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face. Ligature mark. A steel wire.
You got just the right tool for that.
Always good to think. We need to cut the belt.
See?
No, he ain't. You pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of it.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Concentrate on the belt, not on who is whose pig. There is. You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold.
Yeah, fuck him.
Told you my pig was.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks the cutters into the knot. Yes, that's much better for. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving...
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below. Chest is intact. Normal contour.
No!
I fucking knew it.
This is clearly what they've been.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. Ah, yes, your hunch before. Mm-hmm.
The corpse with his pants down. The dead man's penis is average-sized. Congested. You should touch it.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetric.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of it.
In addition, last item, hands.
His flesh is.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. You get. We should do this more often.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from... I was.
Working so close to the fume.
Ooh. Central nervous...
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal.
With his eyes.
Yeah, jack that.
The hyoid bone is respiratory system.
He's really doing.
Oral cavity shows...
From here, it looks as no scream. No, you don't. You managed.
There are ancient mysteries to...
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA. Same for toxicology and serum, unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there. Cardiovascular. The blood gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark. Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters. Injuries. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury.
At maximum.
Has confessed to...
The lieutenant's admission has caused coagulated blood sticks to his scalp.
Right. Next, nothing. Just in case. A dark red abrade. I see hemorrhage.
Below the note, what was that about no chlorine around the...
That's it. We have it. Let's wrap this up. I pronounced this field autopsy. Well, we established probable. We requested a test. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Master Detective.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
I need a copy of that autopsy form. That for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his lip, the genitals in his breath.
Can't get enough.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that they're...
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He's disint... Hey!
Why, yes, there was. It was massive. Red...
Now, detective, let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking...
Both cables are unplugged, somewhere in the dark. A giant... The bear's eyes are
It's certainly an eccentric choice.
but the optics on this are awful, he thinks.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take...
The two of you. The body is heavier than you expected, and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get the body. Then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Of course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed it...
He means it. He doesn't want to be the ice bear cop.
Did we, though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct it.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth, just a small gulp away. I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. Come back later, Kobo.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silvery in the light of the fridge.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Kobo.
You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid. Which book was it, sir? Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. Mm-hmm. What with?
This citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Help her by carrying things? Maybe she needs a weightlifter. Maybe she needs you. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... I don't know. Why are we still talking about it?
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine.
She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince herself that her daughters are safe.
They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if...
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The story is open.
The woman before you nod.
What have you found? And also, a book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies. Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you another one, but unfortunately, it's the last copy we had in stock. A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then...
Before you say anything, ask yourself. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertain. You've come this far, you know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
A third order presence, yes.
A great dark relief.
I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long. And definitely not. I understand everything, sir. Thank you for your descending into the maelstrom. I will keep fort up here, strengthen the wards, do my best. And if you happen upon the third entity in your travels, may the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely
Yes, the venture continues. In other words,
Should we get out of here before the vortex?
shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring a sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious. Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility it is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day. And you're right, cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Sitaka. Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described in the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier. Few birds more enliven the monotonous hue. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos. And yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
You missed a good show before.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porn!
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaught.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno-S.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again. Or you will. There are no guarantees here.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not gonna let him do that.
Idiot. You bungled it up. That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad, manipulative thing to say. You should understand.
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and
A chill comes over you, the wind from the boulevard south, lashing you. You were too pushy last time. Think this through. Try to really understand the psychological bond Kuno has with Kuno S. Just look. While Kuno has no problem being near you, she always hides behind the fence, afraid for her. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other, all in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone. Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help. Also, Kuno hasn't, all in all.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what...
fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell you? Kuno told you. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right. She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours.
Fucking yeah. Kuno knows you don't want to face this right now. This dark shit. Kuno faces this shit every day. Makes Kuno's skin crawl. She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. Forget Kuno said that. Kuno was just shitting. Kuno was just running his mouth. Kuno's stupid like that.
The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes. Fear.
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho. Cat burning shit. She does the real deal. Yeah. Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know. Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around. Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it. Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit. Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
Some things are too awful to dwell on. The Nakis and Runkaris might be some kind of defense mechanism.
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in. Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark. Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days. I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under the pile of clothes, like a dog. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
Kuno S, two of a kind.
'Cause she fucking looks like Kuno. No one knows her name. Kuno told you this shit was psycho killer. How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control. Listen, listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Kuno. You threaten her, you threaten to take her away. I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand?
He may not be able to do it, but he will try. Right now, he believes he will.
All right, now we can do business.
He's breathing heavily. That took something out of him.
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit. Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker. See, it's tension and release with Kuno. Now we releasing. The pan buying shit, that's on now too. 90% discount for Kuno's pig. Kuno can flex. And shit, you can even fuck back in Kuno's kingdom. Kuno saw you sniff around that fucking pile of Eternite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it off and fuck back in there. Kuno gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno's problem is. Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed. Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too. Like half. A baggie, but like in this vial. Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Okay, Kuno's listening. Sure, whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out. Kuno's violent dad's got Kuno's key. So you need to fuck your way in there. Go to the pier side, bang on the door till the cleaning gimp lets you in. That's how Kuno does it. Then you go to room 12 and kick down the door. Police violence style. That's what Kuno does. And then it's action time.
What the hell are you signing us up for here? Okay then.
The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Shoot that shit at Kuno. You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnail. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46. 5. Another standard work boot, steel. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but not impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. 8. And yet another standard work boot. Number.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? 200? This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
A morbidly obese 250-kilogram man? Let's say it is a very low probability. I'm thinking, maybe, possibly, yes. A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name it someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the...
He regrets it the moment he says it.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are...
The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out. A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. The pile of Eternite looks stranger now that Kuno told you about his pad. Because, unless Kuno lied, you should just be able to pull the panels aside. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
So this is the shack Kuno mentioned. Let's take a look inside there. Yes?
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, but that there was an interesting find. An alternative path into the harbor that the kid uses. Well done.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. Murder was the case they gave me.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky weather. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach. And
probably some kids.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25. Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken, it looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The little brave birch tree seems to wave back.
Hey, up here, pigger.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.